You talk about how holiday 2017 will actually be more similar to 2015 than 2016. Talk about
keep
why.
in mind, last year was an election year. There was a lot of distraction going on. We had a couple of different sectors in the market that kind of went into spending hibernation. 50% of the country was happy that the election went the way it was, and the other 50% was sad. So there was a lot of retail therapy going on.
And for this year, in terms of the physical, the big question going into retail this year is, what hope is there for the physical retailers competing against Amazon? When you look at the landscape, where are the good signs?
Well, it's actually very interesting to watch as retailers either choose to compete against Amazon, to compete with them, or to ignore it as a whole, which is what really most retailers were doing for the years past. Now they're beginning to partner in. So you have certain retailers who are sitting here saying, we're going to sell our products through Amazon as a platform. You have some brands and retailers who are saying, we're going to partner up and actually build product for Amazon. So they're learning how to navigate this, and it is changing the dynamic. The big challenge is really, when you recognize it, they're looking at it and saying, there are opportunities to compete against Amazon. We can undersell them in price, and we can certainly outservice them and merchandise them.
Who's trying to compete against Amazon and has a good chance of actually winning?
Well, if you really looked at the price points of certain products, somebody like a Walmart or Walmart.com, they tend to have lower prices sometimes than some of these different retail outlets. So you've really got to do your homework. That's the real key. There isn't one particular retailer today that's always the lowest price, and the consumer knows that. So what they're doing is looking to be able to take advantage of the best deals at the right time.
Can't help but feel like it's a race to the bottom, though, in terms of pricing. Try and undercut Amazon. They recognize what's going on. They cut prices because they're only ever increasing share. And the shift that we're seeing to e-commerce is driving that. And as that happens, they're gaining a greater share of e-commerce, too. So there's a kind of acceleration going on here.
There are a few retailers who have figured this one out, and they're actually saying what we're going to do is develop our own branded product.
Right.
So look at somebody like Target who's saying we're not looking to be the lowest price. We want the best product at the best value price, and working really hard at developing private branded product that offers the consumer a whole new experience. If you don't carry the same product, you can't compete on price.
You need to change consumer expectations about this too, because we're also, as consumers, I think, in a mindset where there's always going to be another sale, there's always going to be a price cut. Why should I buy at full price? Or
there's
not
no urgency when you can just check it on your phone.
That's the key.
How do you?
We've taken this sense of urgency not only out of holiday, but out of all of retail. Why? Because the sales start not even as early as November 1st. Look at what Amazon did. They owned 50% of the online sales when they put Prime Day in for Christmas in July. So where's the sense of urgency? It isn't. And you now have the ability to go in on Black Friday or any of these holiday weekends and buy unlimited quantities rather than limited quantities.
So how do you change the mindset?
You basically have to have a sense of urgency. You have to have limited supplies of product, exclusive collections, and you have to make it that if you don't buy it now, you're going to be penalized later.
Tough to be the person who goes, I'm not going to put any sales on, full price or nothing.
So on Friday, Black Friday, there's going to be a lot of footage of malls and doorbusters and all that stuff. And some people say this really just doesn't mean what it used to, and it's unrepresentative. Is there signal in the noise? When we're gathering data and anecdotes and stuff like that, is there some way a sort of smart consumer of Black Friday news can divine information from what we're going to see that day?
Glad you asked that question, because the real answer, when you ask why is 2015 and 16 different than 2017, the answer is in the timing factor. When you look at what's going on, we've seen the graying of Black Friday as sales start earlier and earlier and last longer and longer. What happens? Well, you can't judge the success of Black Friday by Black Friday alone. You have to look at the entire week. And actually, it's really Black November, because the sales have been going on for the entire time. Also, when you look at a 10-year trend line of how holiday has performed, retailers with all of their efforts, opening on Thanksgiving Day, moving Cyber Monday to before Thanksgiving, all these different things that both brick and mortar and online have tried to do, they haven't moved the needle. They haven't gotten consumers to spend more early. What they have done is got the procrastinator to shop a little bit earlier.